Hello and welcome fellow commanders, General James Scanovich here, and today we'll be having another Scanovich Talks video. But before that, real quick, Moonton in the advanced server, they released an update on Magic Chess and they added two new heroes, which are Jawhead and Lolita. Now, I was able to predict Jawhead's faction and role, which were Cyborg and Wrestler, but I wasn't able to record it. But in Lolita's case, she was supposed to be in this part here, the part 2 of my prediction video, but yeah, in the first video she was supposed to be a part of it, but I wasn't able to record properly, so I split it in two parts, and Lolita was supposed to be in part 2, which is supposed to be this one, and Moonton released. And yeah, the reason why I wasn't able to release it so soon because procrastination. Anyway, this is also a experiment test if you guys just want to do the Scanovich Talks videos with or without editing. So in this video I'll try without editing and see if you guys like it. Now, to weigh your options here, if you want to see the edited versions, then I can do it. The problem is it might take longer, but if you guys are okay with me just having my voice and then just have my weird picture there in the background and then no edits, like maybe some edits, but there won't be, like, I won't show the heroes, their factions and roles, so I'll just say like what I say and then that's it. I can get to upload it faster, but there's no any editing involved in the video, so just leave it in the comments. And yeah, I hope you enjoy the video. Don't forget to leave a like and comment which heroes you want to see me predict next. Okay, I hope you enjoy the video, and yeah, let's go. Lolita. Lolita is a bit of troublesome because the tanks in the game, like the target man synergy only has like a few tanks, and then the other tanks are mostly moved to the other roles. Let's say Beleric is a guardian, and then Franco is a weapon master because of his hook and that small hammer he has. So it's more fitting that Lolita will be part of the Targaman synergy because they give shields, and what does Lolita do in game? She gives shields. So her skill would be really effective, and if the support role ever comes back, then she can also be a Targaman support. The faction I gave her is the Eruditio, because she's also part of the Eruditio squad. And then the ability I thought of giving her was it can either be her ultimate, where she just charges for a bit and then she just stuns everyone. The problem is I'm wondering if she should be CC immune. I don't know if Guinevere's ult is CC immune, so like if you stun her during her ult in Magic Chess, will she be stunned? I don't know, I don't use Guinevere that much. Another interesting skill that could be added to her in Magic Chess could be her second skill, where she would block off any projectiles coming their way. So she would be a really good counter against marksmen and mages that rely on projectiles, which would be really good. The problem will be like if the enemy is running assassins. I also thought of a passive which and all allies around her will get a shield, much like the Targaman, but instead of just it's like the Targaman, the spaces around. So if you have Lolita in your team, it's basically a free Targaman synergy. So they can either have her passive, or maybe her passive will give shield to a random hero on your lineup. Who knows? Next we have Gord. Gord was also a bit of a tough one, but after doing a little bit of digging, so I gave him the Mage and Elementalist because his other two companions or students, Valir and Vale, they're both Elementalist and at the same time Western Desert. So I know it's a bit redundant, but hey, let's also add Gord as a Western Desert, why not? So the faction I thought of giving Gord was Western Desert. So yeah, I mean, we have a lot of western deserts now. So the ability I thought of is just basic, it's just his ultimate, but they can also implement his passive where after dealing like 5 any form of damage, the enemy will get true damage. But yeah, there's also there's true damage in the game if you do assassins. So he uses his ult in a line, and then the enemies will get continuous damage. So the more they get hit, the more damage they'll receive. And I don't know if Gord should. I think Gord should not move while using his ult. So the longer those heroes stay within range of his ult, the more damage that they'll be having, which will be really painful in a clumped up group of enemies, where if their lineup relies on them just try to last longer, especially with the Guardian synergy, where you just like wait out until you either get timed or your DPS units will be able to destroy the other heroes while the other heroes are distracted with your Guardians. Next we have Ruby. So Ruby was also in Magic in Chess TD. And they gave her the Weapon Master and the Western... no, not Western Desert. The Weapon Master and the Eurydityos synergy. So the role was Weapon Master and the faction is the Eurydityos. The skill or ability they gave her in Chess TD was her second, where she spins around. And I'm also thinking that this would be the case, but we can also add her passive into that. So it will be like, imagine Chao. So every time Chao uses ability, he moves to a different tile. So imagine this with Ruby, but instead of like so she uses her second to stun people, and then after that she dashes towards a different tile, and it also gives her some magic resist and some physical resist, which would be like she could be like a secondary tank in the Weapon Master lineup. Next we have Cyclops. Cyclops was also part of Chess TD. His role was the mage and celestial, and the ability that they gave him was his second skill, where the balls like just hit any random enemies. And yeah, that's just a pretty good all around ability. I don't think there should be any changes. If there would be a change, I would think adding his ultimate in, so that people with heroes with blink skills, maybe that will be the priority. So when Cyclops uses his ult, he will prioritize blink heroes with blink, which would be really good, so you can lock them down. Next we have Helkert, who was also part of Chess TD. So Helkert is his role is an assassin, and his faction is the Abyss. So, and then the ability they gave him is just his second skill, where he just does a few basic attacks, and when his dagger meter fills up, he immediately uses it for a high burst of damage. But I've also thought that why not add his passive, where if enemy heroes attack him, they'll get silenced, but not everyone, more like the tile next to him. So if they attack him, they'll get silenced, but I mean not just all, like maybe 1 or 2 heroes, since the first silence in Magic Chess is actually Natalia with her ability. So Helkert with the silence would be really good. And maybe you can also add his blink skill, or maybe at the start of the game he blinks towards the backline and maybe silences the hero he's targeting for a bit, which would be really good against the Northern Vale, which they immediately cast their skills upon the start of the game. But who knows, maybe Helkert won't be fast enough to catch not fast to catch up or even reach Aurora before she uses her ice ultimate. So yeah, I think that's all I can think of for now. There are some really interesting ones that I want to cover, but But either they don't have like I thought about their roles. Like most of the heroes that weren't added to Magic Chess yet, I've already thought about their roles. The problem is the faction. Like the faction, like it could be the ones that exist currently, or it could be a new one. Like I can give an example, like Bane, for example. Like I don't know if I should give him like the Northern Veil synergy. Yes, I know he's an enemy of the Northern Veil, but if you played Chess TD, you'd know that Xborg is also a part of the Yorditio synergy, even though he's an enemy of Yorditio. But then again, he used to work for Yorditio, but that's part of the lore. So yeah, Magic Chess is I'm really interested in Magic Chess. Really fun, and really love speculating the other heroes that weren't added into the game yet. I'll be doing more of this soon, but for now this is all I can provide. So stay healthy and hope you're doing well in this in this time of the year, you know. So yeah, that's all so that's all for my Scanovich talks for today. Thank you for listening / watching. Make sure to subscribe, turn on the notification bell to be informed of future General James Scanovich content. And until then, that's all for now. General James signing out. Luli.